Hey y'all, how you perking? I hope you're perking good. So, I'm perking a bit puny today. That's what my dad calls it whenever we're under the weather and not quite our 100%. So, yeah, I got a little bit of the funk today, but I still wanted to touch base with y'all. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, and that's what your notification bell will look like if you're going to get notified of my videos. Still check anyway. Sometimes YouTube drops the ball. That's the join button if you want to be a part of the Perk Squad. Perk Squad has 5 extra perks. You get to have a custom emoji or several custom emojis that you get to have access to that I created myself that only y'all can use on the channel, in the chat, and on live streams. There's also a badge by your name to show how long you've been in the Perk Squad, a loyalty badge. There are exclusive posts, exclusive videos, and last but not least, shout outs on videos. So shout out to you, Just a Puppet. I wanted to give a shout out to you because I'm always cracking up at that name. Very, very cool, interesting name there. So shout out to you, and thank you for always commenting and sharing your insights and stuff. I love being able to see your name and write back and things like that. So shout out to you, Just a Puppet. All right. One thing also that I wanted to tell y'all about, I have mentioned this on live streams, but I don't know that I've ever mentioned this on a video yet before. My plan is, if my channel ever gets so fortunate to achieve 10,000 subscribers, we are fairly close, so hopefully I'll make that goal one day. But if we ever do make that goal one day, then I want to do a giveaway for that. And my version of a giveaway would be giving out 2 private readings to people. So 2 30-minute long private readings to people. This would be open to anybody that's over the age of 18 who doesn't matter even if they're international, as long as you and I can kind of speak the same language, which isn't usually a problem, but I'm just throwing that out there because I know some people are saying like, oh, I don't know about doing a audio call or video call with you because I don't know if I feel super confident about my English, you know, and I understand that. So I just wanted to put that out. I do my private sessions usually through video call. It's okay if you don't want to show your face, if you're shy or you like to stay anonymous, as long as you can see me and see the cards. That's why we do video calls, so y'all can see me and see the cards and we can talk about it. As long as I can hear you, then we're pretty good to go. So anyway, I want to do 2 giveaways if I ever meet 10,000 subscribers here on this channel, and we will talk more about how that will go down if/when that day may come, but I just wanted to give y'all a heads up. So if you haven't yet subscribed and you want to be a part of that giveaway when it happens, if it happens, then please do make sure you subscribe. All right, so let's get into things today. What I wanted to do is show y'all what it's like to have a mini reading, a just general mini reading. So that's something that we do on live streams sometimes. I know not everybody's able to make it to the live streams. That's okay. But that's what we do on live streams sometimes. That's what we did this last time, where people are able to ask what it is that their guides want them to know right then and there. Is there anything that their guides are wanting to share with them, want them to know? What is it that they want to bring to their attention? Anything like that, their spirit guides. And we do a very brief, like maybe 5 minutes or so of giving a general reading, general mini reading to people. So I wanted to show you what that's like for all of you who have not seen that process yet. I wanted to show you what that's like. Also, if you were to schedule a private reading with me, if you were interested in that, remember that You can ask general questions. So if you liked what you see in just a second when I play the videos of the general mini readings, if you like that and you feel like that would be really helpful and you want to know what your spirit guides are trying to tell you or what they may want to be bringing to your attention, then you can schedule a private reading. It's in my description box below. My website is BeasTalksAndTarot.com, and you can schedule a private reading for 30 minutes or for 45 minutes. And there's even an option to skip the lines for people who want to get their reading super fast. But yeah, we can do general readings like this too. So sometimes people have specific questions, no problem. But sometimes people want to sprinkle this in and just in general want to know what their guides have to say. So here's a mini version of that. For everybody who's been curious, this is a short mini version of this. Remember, each of these people are getting about 5 minutes or so, but in the private readings it would be 30 minutes or 45 minutes. But let's roll that. You can watch all of those. There's a lot of examples, so stay tuned. Here we go. Okay, so Lucky Charms, coming at you first here. So, what do spirit guides, what do we need to know for Lucky Charms? What do you want Lucky Charms to know? What do you want to share for Lucky Charms? Right now, if we're going to be as brief as we can, but as valuable as we can, spirit guides and Lucky Charms guides too, what do we need to know? So, for Lucky Charms... Ooh. Okay, I said I was going to just do 3 cards, but I'm going to do a little bit more here for Lucky Charms, just real fast. Okay, so there's a couple of things here. Lucky Charms, I am seeing that emotionally, this is you. It's like you're emotionally, you are a giver. You're giving gifts here. You're being very kind, very emotive, and by doing that, you in your own way, you receive a lot too. So it's like you have a really good kind of balance of giving and receiving, Lucky Charms, that they're wanting to kind of note that for you. But they're saying here with this High Priestess in reverse, and let me just make sure I'm on this. Okay, yes. So with this High Priestess in reverse, this is kind of saying that sometimes they try to speak to you, send some sort of spiritual guidance to you, some kind of messages to you, and that you don't necessarily listen to it. And I don't see this as you not listening to it because you don't want to, or because you can't, or because you're pig-headed or anything like that. To me, this just looks like maybe you don't realize that they're trying to send you a message, or that you're like, oh, maybe I'm just thinking of that as a sign when it's not really a sign. So if you notice that you might ever be pushing off a sign, being like, I bet that wasn't really a sign, I'm probably making something out of it when it wasn't, or something like that, I don't know. It's like they're saying that they're trying to send some sort of messages, some sort of mental clarity, give you some sort of signs, things of that nature, and they're wanting you to take note of that. And so if you feel, well, what I'm getting here now is that you will feel like you already do know kind of what that might be talking about, and you would feel that when it happens. So when you get that like internal, like, oh, kind of sense of that's what it is, then there you go. Just go ahead and give it the benefit of the doubt and go ahead and take a listen to it, because that's what they're saying. So you don't have to discount what you think you're picking up on. And so here too, this is showing that you're helping a lot of people, and this is a beautiful thing, that you're really big into helping people some sort of a way. And here with these two, it's like there's a silver lining to what you do, and yet they are wanting to make sure that you don't go, I don't want to say go overboard, because it's not like I'm seeing anything here super worrying, but it's just like staying balanced, staying at that point where you feel like, okay, this works. I'm putting as much out as I'm receiving in. I'm receiving as much in as I'm putting out, and stuff like that. I see though that this is like a time for you where you're like so steady in the stream of abundance. And I don't even necessarily just mean financially, because I know you work hard and so you make your money because of how much you work. I know that, but what I'm seeing here is like broader than that type of abundance. Like you're in your stream solidly. So it's like when you, for example, it's like having this feeling like, oh, if you give $10 somewhere, it's like you feel like you get so much back in return for that. Or if you give some niceness to somebody somewhere, you feel like you get so much back in return from that. It's like you're in such a freaking flow here that it's like you feel like for every bit that you give of anything, your emotional gifts, your physical gifts, that every bit you give of those gifts, you get it, like you receive it back tenfold. And that's because you're so solidly, God, I can't even speak, solidly in your flow and in that abundance stream, so to speak. And so, man, I wish I could tap into that stream as well as you've tapped into that stream, because that's pretty powerful. It's a hard stream to tap into because you got to override certain things. And so from what I'm looking at here, it's like you've gone through some things in your life where maybe you didn't used to be quite so in the flow, but you figured out how to flip a switch some kind of a way and like tap in. And ever since then, you've been seeing it snowball. So I see a lot of things like as if you went through some maybe harder stuff earlier in life, and things have kind of gotten into a way where it's like, now I'm finding my footing. Now I got my sea legs, kind of thing, and going from there. So it's cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing where your life develops from here, because it looks like you are really like growing and strengthening from this point in ways that you probably are noticing and feeling too, especially if you allow yourself to give you that credit. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And I tried to be brief so that I can get to everybody, but hopefully that makes some sense. Let me shuffle up and kind of go down in line, and I'll try to catch up with the chat after I get through everybody's. I'm going to try not to look at the chat until I get through everybody's, just because I want to make sure that I prioritize giving y'all this time. Okay. So Maria Martinez, okay. Maria, spirit guides, what is it that Maria needs to know right now? What is it that Maria most needs to know right now? Oh, Maria. Okay. Maria, if there is something that you are struggling with right now, and I guess I'm not going to say if, there's something that you're struggling with right now. It makes you feel like you're in a weak spot. It makes you question whether or not you're on the right path as it relates to this certain experience or relationship or thing, that you're like, is this where I should be? Is this how it should go? I just feel like I wish I was a little bit more confident about this. And they're saying that there's a certain aspect to something that is gone on longer than it needs to go. And that there's a certain aspect of this in your life where it's like they're ready for a chapter to kind of close and transition into something new. So if there's something that you feel like I've been working at this and it's just not going where I want it to go, they're kind of trying to usher you in a different direction. It looks like there could be something here going on that's either dealing with career or some relationship, in which case they're asking you to kind of look outside of that and see if there might be some opportunity that you are interested in or inspired by that you might want to kind of take a look at to switch your focus from trying harder on the thing that's having some difficulty and instead switch your focus to something new instead of trying harder at that thing, because it seems like you're in a state where you're ready to transition into something different, that what you have been working with here is kind of time to pull to a close and it's ready to move on, but it seems like you are worried that you can't, or that you don't know how, or that you don't have what it takes, or that you doubt yourself, or those kinds of things where you're thinking meaner about yourself than what your spirit guides are thinking of you. They think of you as being so much more, like capable and confident and able and ready and all this stuff. And it can be hard for us to see that about ourselves sometimes. And so it looks like they're trying to help you by giving you some sort of like gut impulses, like I feel like they're saying that they give you these gut feelings. That's how I should say it. These gut feelings. And that you might be kind of resisting listening to some of those gut feelings because it might be a bit of a difficult thing to kind of listen to. But they're trying to give you some of those to help show you the way and lead the way for you. And it looks like you could get to a better place if you kind of just follow that flow. So to me, whatever self-doubts or self-criticism is going on about this, just release that to them, have a conversation with them, pray to them, ask them to show you in ways that you feel like you would understand and see and notice. And I see them being able to do that for you, so that you can feel like you're getting solidly a little bit more back on track as it relates to whatever this situation is that they're referring to. So this is not necessarily all life things right now. This is a certain situation they're referring to. So that was as brief as I could kind of be without, I wanted to be thorough enough to give you some context around this, but that's what I get there, Maria, for you. What your guides want you to know. So let me shuffle up. Let's see the next one I see here. Erica Pearl. Let's see. What do my spirit guides want me to know? So, spirit guides, what do we need Erica to know? What do we want Erica Pearl to know? Ooh, okay. I get a legal card. And I remember I've spoken with you in the past, and you've done some work in the legal arena. So, career card coming up here for you. So, oh. Okay, upright or reverse. This came out wonky sideways. Upright or reverse. Sideways again. Upright or reverse. Sideways again. One more time we're going to try, or else we're going to read it sideways. Upright or reverse. Okay. All right. So, Erica, what we're looking at here, we see some legal stuff, some of the stuff that I know in the past that when we've spoken that you've done some work in the legal arena. It looks like you're in a point in your life or career path or whatever in general that you are kind of either are or have recently or are about to. So that scope, either you just recently did close a chapter, or you are closing a chapter right now, or you are about to real soon close a chapter. So either way, you would know what this is referring to. This isn't supposed to be something that you wouldn't know what it's referring to. So you would know what it's referring to about closing a chapter that has to do with this legal stuff that seems career oriented, and feeling like, okay, I need a little bit more clarity from you guys on where to go and what to do. I feel a little bit stuck, like, okay, is this what I'm supposed to be doing, or am I supposed to be looking a little bit outside of this? Is there more for me to know? I don't know. It's kind of like second guessing yourself, like you do something and you feel like this is good, And then the I wonders start kicking in your brain. So it's like, okay, I made a transition and things are feeling good. And now I'm starting to wonder, but what if this? Well, what about that? Well, what about this? And having all those kind of thoughts. And it's saying that by not okay, mind, mouth, same fucking speed. By having all of those in your mind, you are inadvertently clouding your mind from being able to hear where they're leading you, because it's kind of like when we start to get in those I wonders, what if, what about, all of those, we start to kind of overthink things, or we get in too much of our thinking brain to where we're not just feeling and doing and experiencing. And so they're saying that they're trying to kind of send more information that way. And I'm also seeing something here that may be a personality conflict that you might be going on with somebody. I don't know if this is career related or if this is romance related, because we do have cups here. So it could be something that can click a little bit more emotional, whether it's associated with career or not. But I see something here that's maybe a little bit of rockiness with some sort of a relationship, a little bit of tension or a little bit of rockiness with some sort of a relationship too, just to make sure I can give some guidance on this. They're wanting you to kind of work a little bit more on confidence. So feeling like if you're like, oh, did I go the right direction, or have I made any mistakes, or is this where I fit in, or am I going to be able to be up to par with this? They're like, okay, the confidence thing is being an issue right here, and they're trying to help put you on a solid right path, right path for you, kind of thing. So from what I'm looking at here, it just seems like they mostly, as the takeaway, are wanting you to kind of plug back into them and do a little bit less with the thinking and analyzing, and a little bit more with the, okay, right now, I just feel like doing such and such, so let me do it. Okay, and right now, I just feel like doing such and such, so let me do it. And it's just kind of like following what you feel like and then doing some action based on that. So it's like feelings and doing a little bit more than kind of thinking through, like, okay, logistically, a plan. Okay, so if I did that, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like getting out of the analysis paralysis and deeper into the, I'm just going to do some action and make it work, and let me just go forward. Let me just do what I'm feeling called to do. Move where I'm feeling inspired to move. Things like that. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. In my mind, I've got that Elvis on, a little less conversation, a little more action, yeah. I don't even like that song, honestly, and I've never listened to it outside of it playing in the background on a movie. So for that song to come up right now must be your guides doing some kind of a playful sign of sorts for you. So, very interesting. In fact, you might look up that song and just look up the lyrics and see if anything else stands out for you that could be a synchronicity from your guides. So, Lucky Charms, you gave another $10? I was going to do yours without the $10. Lucky Charms, if you ever want a private reading, like a full private reading, you have my email address, BeasTalksAndTarot@gmail.com. Email me, and I will hook you up with a free private reading, full private reading, and I'm pretty sure everybody in the comments would agree that you have more than afforded that. It's not like, I'm being unfair and giving some people something that other people should have or whatever. I'm pretty sure people in the comments would understand. So if you would be interested in that ever, then okay. Usually I use Skype, but if you want to keep your camera off, because I know you go by Lucky Charms on here for anonymity without a picture, so if you wanted to leave the camera off, I would hear your voice, but I wouldn't see you, and we could do the cards that way, whatever. You just let me know about that if that's something that interests you. I'm just throwing that out there, okay, Lucky Charms? If not, that's okay. Won't hurt my feelings at all, but I just want to extend that to you just in case. Okay. Alrighty. Victoria? Okay, Victoria's next. Alright, so what do the spirit guides want Victoria to know? Victoria's guides, what do y'all want? First of all, I'm already feeling like kind of a funny feeling. It's like they're saying, you know me, kind of a thing. Like the guides are saying, oh, we're connected. Okay, so for Victoria. Ooh. Victoria. Okay, so Victoria, there is something that they are saying you're holding on to past the time that it should be held on to, and that causes you some emotional discomfort. That just by holding on to something tighter and longer than it necessarily needs to be, that you in some way are kind of hurting yourself emotionally, like making things feel more strained or more hard or more, I don't know, emotionally tense than it has to, kind of thing. And they're saying it's because of some sort of a feeling of wanting to have control over a certain situation. And I don't mean control as in, oh, you're being so controlling and overbearing or anything like that. No, not at all. I mean control as in you feel like, okay, if I can do this, or if we can talk about this, or if this can happen this way, then it means that this will go this way, and then we could do this, and this could be this option. You know, that kind of a thing. Like when we start to really kind of plot and plan all of our logistics to a certain point where it's like, okay, exhale and just kind of let things flow and see where it takes us and what goes, and that kind of a vibe. And so it's like they're saying, if you feel like you are being a little bit on that, oh, my precious, I gotta control for this a little bit more, for you to kind of bring your shoulders down, take that exhale, you know, crack your neck a little bit in a safe way, God forbid, and move forward from there. I see you moving forward, and the Chariot card sometimes indicates an actual literal move. So this could mean like physically moving, but I see you like moving ahead. Things might take a little bit of a while. Well, whatever. It's what's coming in my head. Things might take a little bit of a while for things to come together in a way that manifests the full picture. So I'm seeing like, here's a puzzle piece, and 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 it might take a while for them to look like a full picture, but they're moving. And with this Three of Pentacles in reverse, I'm seeing some people in your life that might be kind of getting in the way. Now, in the way of this, like in terms of this whole plan or thing that's going on here, I see some people that might be kind of getting in the way of that. People might be setting up some roadblocks. People might be making things a little bit difficult. And it's like, oh, come on, work with me here. So Magician card. You're the magician in this, though. You're the magician. So whatever this situation is referring to, you may not realize that you can call the shots more than you think. You have more of a say in this than you think you do. This is saying that there are multiple avenues open to you. There are various different kinds of resources and things that you can tap into and do, Victoria, so that you can kind of have a say in the lay of the land of how these things develop. And for whatever reason, you may not be stepping into that role or owning that completely some kind of a way, but they're saying you can, and they're saying whatever it is, the end goal that y'all are trying to get at, you're going to be able to make things work and pull things together. It may not be the ideal perfect thing that you had in mind, that perfect picture that you always thought in your mind, but it doesn't mean that it would be bad or that you would feel like you settled. It would be like, no, this is another thing, and you just didn't realize that that's the way that we were trying to give you your abundance, because you were kind of hung up on these little details just a little bit. So it's like them trying to help show you the ways in which you're the magician, which is a good thing here, a good thing. So let go of this false sense of security for control, because you actually don't need it, because you're more in control than you might worry you are. And you have more power and resources available to you than you actually might worry you do. Okay. Alrighty. I might end up clipping out some of these little mini reads, and I might make a video on the main channel for it, for the people who were unable to be at the live or don't want to watch a live for 2 hours or whatever like that, so that they can see kind of what a very quick mini read would be like. Caitlin H, next on my list. Caitlin H. Okay, so the chat skipped. All right, come on, come back, go to Caitlin. Okay, I'm nervous, lol, call me out, guys. All right, what does Caitlin H need to know? You're a troll. No, I'm just kidding. I get to troll you now. So, okay, I'm going to be serious, but I just had to say that to just be silly and be a joke. But I love you, and you know I do. Okay, Caitlin's guides. What does Caitlin need to know, guides? What do you want Caitlin to know? Okay. I see something going on here with a male. Could be like a husband figure or a father figure, or a husband who is a father, or something of that nature. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a husband as in your husband. Don't even know if you have a husband, to be honest, you know. But it could be that kind of an energy, or it could be a father kind of an energy. Either way, I'm seeing a situation around this guy, whoever this guy is, may not be the best of situations to be in. Might be a situation that things might be a little bit on the reflective side about this relationship. And again, this relationship could be either a romantic one, a family one. It could be broader than that. So, I don't want to say anything on here that, has people thinking, oh, you're in a bad marriage or something like that. I ain't gonna, up and say shit like that. But I'm just saying you would know who this male is pertaining to. And there's something here that's a reflective aspect about that relationship and the things in it that maybe aren't going quite the way that you would have them go, and that could use some tweaking, some changing, some improvements of some sort. So the guides are saying that as it relates to this, this feels like a bit of a delay. This feels like there's a bit of a waiting game. It feels like a little bit of this sit and watch and wait kind of aspect to it. Don't know why, but I sense that there could be a frustration around that, or there could be a not getting a resolve around that because of it. But they're giving you the Wheel of Fortune upright. So what they're saying here is that, one, this is that it's a good luck omen in terms of them trying to help and be there for you and be there with you and do things to be of assistance to you, with you, for you, etc. So you have a lot of spiritual backing in this, spiritual help in this, and they're saying that these are the wheels of fate here. It's like the wheels of fate are turning and things are moving. So if you feel like things are a bit stuck in some kind of an area here, because that's what we're getting this hangman about, they're saying that there is movement here, things will move. And so this is one of those kind of situations that would be a little bit more of a quote-unquote inevitable type of situation. So it's not one of those situations that you're probably gonna be able to wait things out or change people's minds or anything like this. This is kind of a situation that's on a certain autopilot right now, and it's gonna play itself out in its little loop. It's like it's gonna just play itself out and take its little turn, do its little chapter, whatever this is. So the takeaway, come on y'all, give me some takeaways for Caitlin. Okay. Takeaways is, when everything is all said and done, all said and done, at the end of the day kind of thing, I see them saying we're throwing you in some silver linings. There will be more positive coming your way as it relates to this situation, and that at the end of the day, in this lifetime, you are meant to have happy, healthy home and family kind of a life in all the different ways. You are meant to have that, and so you will in this lifetime at the end of the day. So you keep going with your flow here. You keep riding this ride of this wheel of fortune, and it's going to take you here. So it's going to take you to this ultimate, good ending, this ultimate silver lining. I just see that you might be going through some difficulties here first, but it's okay. This isn't going to break you. And this is a really good card to see, is that last card. Hold on to that card. This is a good card to see, is this last card. You remember that. You get your 4 of Wands, okay? You remember that, Caitlin. Okay. Wendy Olsen. Wendy. All right, shuffling up. I do a mini read for Wendy, and I will get to the comments after a while. I will read through the comments after a while. I just want to make sure I'm getting everybody's little mini reads in before I get to the comments. So I do intend to get there. I do so intend. Okay, Wendy. Spirit guides, what do you need Wendy to know? What would you like to tell Wendy right now? What do we need Wendy to know? Oh. Wendy, are you nervous about something here? Boop, boop, boop. Ooh, you're getting some similar cards to someone we've seen a little bit a second ago. So, Wendy, here. It looks like there's some sort of a situation here going on in your life that is a situation that is not emotionally fulfilling for you. And in fact, it gives you a little bit of anxiety, gives you a little bit fear. Does kind of come up here. This is a little bit of worry, a little bit of anxiety, a little bit of fear, of things, of the unknown, of things that you don't quite understand, or things that might be hidden or beneath the surface, or not quite clear, or not quite out in the open, something like that. So I'm getting a little bit of anxieties and worries and lack of emotional fulfillment related to some certain situation here. But from what I'm looking at, the thing here is it looks like this situation is going to improve. I see things moving in a better direction. I see you having access to resources. I see you kind of being able to kind of get a grip on what's going on. Not like get a grip, not like that, not like the colloquialism, but like literally kind of have a grip on what's going on. And I see you kind of improving your situation here. I see things improving. I see things getting better. So if there's something that you're worrying about, or it's been weighing heavy on your mind, or these unknowns or something like that, where it's just like, this is a nail biter. It's like, let things flow. Dip into the resources that you know you've got, take the reins, and kind of push this forward and allow this to go forward. Things are going to end up better than you worried they're going to end up. That's a good sign. A lot of these readings are having some, good positives in there. And I think the spirit guides are wanting to make sure of that, because I know that they're probably, they probably sense that a lot of you might have a little bit of anxiousness just to do this, anxiety just to do this. So, but just wanted to mention that. So whatever that is, whatever that situation is, things are going to get better. Things are going to get better. That is a positive here. All right. Jackie Vigner. Jackie. Let's see. Okay. So, spirit guides, what do you want Jackie to know? What do you need Jackie to know? All right. Spirit guides. Ooh. We got that, but then that. Interesting. All right, here, Jackie. This is a health setback, which makes sense from what you've mentioned here in the chat, that you've been struggling with some health stuff. So I do see the health setback. However, that's the worst card in here, okay? That's the worst card in here. So your spirit guides see that you need some emotional relief, and they're wanting to bring you emotional relief. That's what this card is here. The spirit guides are saying that emotionally you are way too overburdened right now and way too overwhelmed right now, and that it is going to have a negative effect on your health. Like, you know how people say all the time, stress is real, and stress can do things in your body physically. It can manifest ways in your body that can be very difficult and challenging. And so from what I'm seeing here, it's like they're saying that they're trying to send some emotional things your way to try to help you with stress, because they are saying that this makes a difference in terms of health stuff. I see you being able to move forward in a positive direction. I see you being able to find all the resources that you think you need. So they're saying if you're worried about money, they're going to help you financially some kind of way. Don't know what, don't know how, don't know, but there's going to be something. They're saying here, yeah, you might have been knocked down. You might feel like you've been knocked down, but this is a card of true resilience. You might have tripped, but you didn't fall, okay? This is true resilience. You're still standing. And with this card here, this is all about like you feeling like the worst things right now, and I'm not trivializing anything that might be going on with your health. I don't really completely know what's going on with your health. And so I'm certainly not trivializing anything that's going on with your health. But I do see that they're saying that what's going on in your mind might be quote unquote worse than what's going on health-wise. And by that, what I mean is sometimes in our minds, we start thinking, this is the literal worst case scenario is this. These things, certain things happening would be the worst case scenario, and I just know that that's what's going to happen. And then what happens ends up not being that total worst case scenario. It doesn't necessarily mean that the things that happen are the best or the most easy to deal with or the most enjoyable, but it does at least mean that this worst case scenario that we built up in our heads, we were able to avoid that, and that didn't happen. So what it's saying here is if you can just, give yourself a really good one of those and know that it's not going to be the absolute worst case example scenario ever to happen, and that you're very resilient. They're trying to send you these gifts. They're sending you resources so that you will be able to deal with these things and move ahead in the ways that you need to move ahead to try to help you in these ordeals. So keep the faith and try to keep the calm in whatever kind of ways that you can try to help yourself. I know that's easier said than done. I know it's easier said than done. Okay, let's see. Jenna M, definitely in need of some guidance right now. The little bee emoji from our Perk Squad. Perk Squad? Perk Squad perk. All right. Perk Squad perk. All right. Okay, so Jenna M. Jenna. Spirit guys, what does Jenna need to know right now? What do we need to know? What do we need to tell Jenna? Okay. All right. Dang, are you going through some hard stuff too here, Jenna? Because it seems like you're going through something that you would feel like is difficult. Like, damn, I can't get started on this to save my soul. I can't move forward on this to save my soul. I can't push this anywhere to save my soul. This is stuck. This is moving backwards. This is kind of like blah, what the hell? And then just feeling like this isn't cutting it emotionally, like something's got to give. I've got to push forward on this. And I'm seeing like you're feeling kind of burnout in a lot of different ways about these things. So it could be several different aspects, because I'm getting these kind of career and finance type aspects in here, but I'm also getting some things about what you might think or what you might feel. So it seems like there's kind of a several degrees of components in this, but right there in the middle of it, once again, that resiliency card that we were seeing earlier about you pushing through, you're still standing, you're still moving. So takeaways, spirit guides. See, y'all, a lot of y'all, even if I'm shuffling, are getting some of these similar cards. Your guides are wanting y'all to know that you can still move forward with things, pushing forward with things. And I'm seeing here that they're saying to have some mental clarity as you're thinking about this, that there could be some ways that you're thinking about some certain situations in your life, or this situation in your life, where you're not being as tapped into mental clarity as you could be, that you might be either justifying things or sweeping things under the rug, or not wanting to kind of see certain things truthfully, or accept certain things truthfully, or stuff like that. There may be some certain aspects or angles going on like that, and this is just saying, okay, let's get honest with ourselves, let's get clear with ourselves, let's get a clear vision here and move forward with that, so that we're not doing anything here that accidentally, without meaning to, shoots ourselves in the foot. We don't want to get in our own way, we don't want to trip ourselves up, we want to be able to move forward, but in order to move forward, we need a little bit more clarity. So they're just asking you to take a little bit of the cloudiness in your mind and kind of set it to the side, and try to focus on some clarity here about moving forward. And it might take some time. I'm seeing some things here with time, so you might feel, again, with some of this stuff, there's a little bit of that kind of stuck energy that I'm seeing. So that's why they're saying here about this trying to move forward, but needing that mental clarity and needing to make sure that you're not accidentally getting in your own way with this. Okay, so that's my best way of doing this little mini reads here, and I'm hoping for your eureka moment. Meditate, Jenna, meditate to try to get your eureka moment to come. And it's okay if the eureka moment doesn't come during the meditation. It's like, just having that practice of clearing your mind and then going about your day. And at some point, probably when you're not even thinking about it or worrying about it or least expected or whatever, as people say, least expected, and then something drops in. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. All right. I wonder how many people were able to watch till the end, that decided to watch all the way through till now to the end. So let's see. Let's come up with a way to say that. How about if you've watched the whole video here till the end, put an emoji in the comments down below. The one where it's the little smiley face with the coming out of his head, like the mind blown little emoji. I use him a lot. So I was looking through my list of, well, you can't see that, but I was looking through my list of emojis of what I use the most often, and he's one of the most often that I use. So yeah, put him in the comments below if you made it through till the end. I am curious. I would be shocked, sincerely, if there was any more than 20 of those. If I see any more than 20 people putting that emoji down in the chat, in the comments, I'd be like, really? Wow. Y'all are awesome. So thank you for sticking with it. I hope you enjoyed being able to kind of watch some other people's readings. I know if it's other people's, it doesn't really pertain to you, but sometimes people like to know, what is tarot about if you're doing private readings? How does a general reading happen rather than having specific questions? What does that come off like? People like to have examples and know what that's referring to and what that means before they jump and do a reading on their own. So I just wanted to kind of share that with people. And of course, if you join live streams in the future, you can be part of that as well if you'd like. So anywho, I'm gonna zip it. We've already been going on a while, and like I said, I'm perking a bit on the puny side today, so I need to lay my ass down somewhere with like a water bottle or something. Alrighty, y'all. Don't be a stranger. Come back and see me, and I will talk at you later. Love you, mean it. Love you, mean it. Bye, y'all.